Here we go. All right. Well, Eric kind of pressed the wrong button. So, we have heard from many people in the stock music industry world that AI should be taking over any day now. Meanwhile, I haven't seen that much difference in my stock sites from last year, but that was yesterday's video. If you didn't see yesterday's video, part 1 of this series, you can see it here or down here, or I'll put it somewhere, or you can just go back on the channel and see it. But we also see sync people like my friend Jesse and people of his ilk talking about AI. Not everybody is, but certainly Jesse has taken it upon himself to really focus on the rights of those of us in the music industry, in the sync industry, and making sure that we get control of it. And that works so well with the MP3 getting control of it. Or, that works so well with the internet. We really controlled that well, didn't we? Well, today I want to give you my view on sync and everything else. Sync and AI and the human element, which is something we tend to forget about with AI. We're not going to talk about AI itself that much, although somebody is going to try to get on my nerves, I'm sure, about AI today. And you know where I'm going to go with that. There is a short right now circulating around Instagram and TikTok and YouTube that is going to probably it's my rant from yesterday. And so the rant has been it's out there. So, but today, my friends, I want to just give you my views on this, on sync, but with AI and sync, not having anything to do with stock. We're done with talking about that because we want to talk about getting into sync licensing. You are thinking about getting into AI, into sync licensing, and you're afraid or you're concerned that AI might affect your journey getting into sync. And that's what this whole week is about here on the channel, ending up with our main webinar on Thursday and then into our class on Friday and the new course popping up. So how will AI affect your journey into getting into sync? That's what we're really going to be focusing on today. Now, joining me today, like he did yesterday, is our new friend and aspiring film composer, Marco Valerio Roma. And now I've got to find his, my script's in the way. Sorry, Marco. There he is. How are you doing, Marco?
Hi, everyone.
Marco Valerio Romano joining us from
right.
Venice, Italy. How's Venice today?
It's sunny. It's sunny. Finally, spring is coming. So
Good.
it's good. It's good.
Good. Well,
And I want to say thank you, everyone, for the warm welcome yesterday.
Yep. It's a great crowd. You gotta love our crowd here on Make Music Income. Good folks. And but speaking of good folks, let's see who is in the chat today. Arco is here. Jess Smith says, "Let's talk." Rob Green says, "Will Eric whack the AI bee's nest today?" And let's see who else is here. So Arco says he's forgot how the sun looks like. Well, you are in the UK. It doesn't, I guess you're still in the UK. It doesn't, it's not very sunny there. So anyway, let's move on with it. Listen, if you missed yesterday's part 1 of this 4-part webinar, this is what this is today. You 11 people here and whoever else joins us today live, you're part of a 4-day live webinar that we are doing at noon every single day. Marco is joining me here. If you're wondering, who the heck is Marco? Well, Marco is a young man who said, "Hey, Eric, I put something out on the Discord and said, listen, I'm looking for somebody to kind of help with some things and maybe be my producer here on the show." And guess what? Marco emailed. To see what happens when you email someone in the business and you say, "I'd like to help." Boom, you get to help. People are looking for you. So, and this goes for sync licensing as well. if you want to be helpful to a library or helpful to a music supervisor or to a sync agent, then you've got to reach out. You can't just sit around waiting for someone to recognize your genius because they heard it on Spotify or because they heard you somewhere else. Marco wants to be a film composer. Marco, how do you suppose people will ever find out that you're a film composer? What will you do?
Well, I actually agree with what you were saying right now. One of the best suggestions I ever heard about being a film composer is just to help everyone who in this industry. I mean, not only being a film composer, but anything you can do actually. There was a friend of mine who was looking for some help with editing on a short movie he did last year, and as I was able to do that, I was glad I could help with that as well. And anything, maybe just being on set for a couple of days and helping move stuff could be a way to get you in the door. And whatever needs to be done, if you can do it, I mean, that's a good way to be helpful.
I had a student ask me last night, where's a good place to go get some podcasts to practice my podcast editing on Pro Tools? And I said, Fiverr. Go to Fiverr and ask someone and volunteer to someone to edit their podcast for $10 or $5 or whatever. You want to do some free work? There's people out there that want you to do free work. Tell them that you're going to school for this. So yeah, that's what Marco did. He got in touch, and here we are. So glad people are joining us here today. We've got Pop Presents in the house. Hello. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so back to my script here. If you missed yesterday, go back and look at yesterday's. We talked about moving from stock music, where many people who follow this channel have been in the world of stock music licensing or non-exclusive licensing for YouTube. But today we're going to move on as far as getting into sync, into AI. Is that affecting sync? And the reason I want to talk about this is because I think a lot of people are afraid and or maybe concerned that AI is maybe going to get in their way there. And so maybe they might stop before they even get started in that. And so I don't want to do that, because what I want to do and what I want to happen is, I want this screen to come over here. Where is that screen? I want you to be excited about stock, and I want you to be excited. I want you to be excited about sync licensing, and I want you to try to get into there, and I want you to focus. I know a lot of you are focused on getting into sync licensing, and that's what I want to talk about today. So again, we're going to talk about AI just for a minute, just for today. Today's the last day we're talking about AI, at least for now. But certainly not tomorrow. We've got other things to talk about. As a matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to be talking about the sync journey. And we're not going to be talking about AI. We're not going to be talking about stock music. We're going to be talking about the actual sync journey and what it's like. And then on Thursday, we're going to be live talking about getting in sync. And I'm going to go through my course and tell you what's in it and what you can, pretty much lay out exactly how I got into sync. I'm going to teach you basically the outline of the entire course and give you some thoughts and show you the course. We'll be talking about that. As a matter of fact, today, let's go ahead and just look at the course, because I've got it right here. If I go to my browser, I've got it right here, Getting in Sync. This is the course that from composing the songs to making music income with sync placements in TV, film, and advertising. This goes into how I got my music on TV and how you can do it too. And once I found out about sync licensing, my friends, it was all over. I was producing clients in Nashville, and I started to find out that people were getting paid to put their music into TV, into film, into video games, into advertising. And I said, yes, please. I would like to have my music there. And I saw it as a great transition from being a producer for artists and for clients, and really to a new client, which was sync libraries and music supervisors and sync agents and people who would take the songs that I had created for years and produced well in Nashville. And guess what? It worked. And so I just have put, this is basically a course version, but it's completely different than my ebook that I had. I've kind of restated everything in a brand new way and kind of went off course from the ebook. But in this course, I describe how I successfully started a sync licensing career from composing the songs, that's very important, the right songs, to music production, also very important. And I go into that, how important it is to do your music production in a certain way for the sync industry. You think you can just sit at home and make it all here on your keyboards, but you can't. You really can't do it that way, because you've got to be able to do this yourself. You've got to be able to do more than just do it yourself. You've got to be able to work with others, to have other people part of this. I'm trying to put me on the screen and the course on the screen, but there's no place for me, so I'm just going to get out of the way. But yeah, the course is coming along. It's at an absolutely crazy low price. And so if you're interested, this is an introductory price while I'm building it. I was just working on one of the modules this morning, and that will be going live. All the introductory modules are ready and done and ready for you. And the first one is free. You can just go and take the free preview right here. So, and it answers a question you probably have. Eric, why would I take this course from you? So you can go right to this first module for free if you want to today. You don't have to pay anything. You can go right to the page. And where do you go to that page? Well, that is a good question. Let's talk about that. The main place I am sending people now is to some place I called makemusicincome.com/learn. This is my new system. Everything is there. Free stuff, paid stuff, all my ebooks, all my courses. And what I'm trying to do is offer a very, very low cost monthly rate so you can get everything. And I believe I've got to make this stuff affordable. And these aren't going to be $2,000 courses. They're not even $200 courses. These are super cost effective for you to find out how to get into sync. If you're just watching this video and you're coming across this live video and you're like, what is this guy rambling on about? Well, I'm trying to bring my teaching that I'm doing live and do more live teaching here, not only here on the channel, but also on the on Zoom that we are doing on Friday. So if you want to be part of that, let me know. So, all right, let me stay on track here with the script. You got to stay on your script, folks. If you don't have your script, you will get just all sorts of things. So today we're going to be talking about AI again, but as it relates to sync, are there implications with sync licensing that AI brings? Some think so. I don't think so, but we'll get to that. Today's video is sponsored by MakeMusicIncome.com/learn. Make sure you go. You can get the Make Music Income Learn bundle, which is all our courses, all our stuff, all our ebooks, and get the class for a low price. Or you can also go to Streams, but I'll talk about that later. So let's, there's another way. You can just email me as well. So there's all the information down below in the description on how to get in touch with us. We are working here on this live towards a full tilt webinar at noon. And you want to be here for this, folks. You want to be on this webinar on Thursday, because I'm going to give away a free course. I'm also going to give away a free month of Make Music Income Learn. So you can be part of the classes. You can see what it's like to be part of the subscription plan where you get all the courses and look at all that, and you can get that for a month. I'm going to be giving that away on Thursday. And then I'd like you to be part of our class on Friday. It's going to be on Zoom. There's several people that are part of this, part of our what we call the current on Streams, where they're going to be there in the Friday class. And I'm going to be there. Marco may be there. Who knows who's going to be there, but we're all going to be sitting and talking about that. So be sure to be here Thursday for the webinar, and then I hope you'll come to the class on Friday, to the Zoom class. Come to class, be a good student, and learn more about sync and AI and royalties and all the things that we're going to talk about. And you can learn all of that at MakeMusicIncome.com/learn. Okay, so Marco, do we have any interesting comments or anything that we need to go over here?
I myself was actually very curious and honestly very curious on your
Yeah.
point of view about sync licensing and AI. So I'm really looking forward to what you're going to say today.
Well, I think today's video was called AI, Sync, and Humans, and I have something to say about all of these things. Actually, I'm not going to really talk about. Well, yeah, I am. I'm going to talk about AI, but I'm not going to talk about it as much as I did yesterday, probably. And that's funny because yesterday, I admit, I had a little rant about AI, and don't worry, it's already a short. You can go and see that now. It's on this channel. It's on my Instagram. It's everywhere. It's even on TikTok, which is apparently banned in the United States, but it's still on there. So is TikTok banned in Italy, Marco?
No, not yet.
Okay, well, it is here supposedly, but yeah, I had I had a go yesterday as our friend JMO, who I don't know if JMO is here today, but JMO just got me started and poked the bear and said that there would be a complete replacement of music, and I said please, and then we all know what happened from there. But today I want to talk about AI and sync. We talked about stock. Yeah, that's kind of the low-hanging fruit that AI could replace faster, even though again my stock hasn't changed, and I'm going to have one of my best months on the 15th of next month as far as income from non-exclusive stock and sites. So I don't know when it's going to happen that low-hanging fruit is going to be plucked, but I'll tell you that if you think that's happening. I'm not sure it's happening yet. But if you are looking to get into sync or film composing or any music that will be decided upon by a human. In other words, there is going to be a music supervisor. There's going to be a director of a film. There is going to be a producer of a film. There is going to be someone who is wanting to hire Marco as a film composer, or they're wanting to find a song by my Positive Spin Songs company to use in a certain TV show. Whatever it is, those people, those music supervisors, those libraries, they're going to want to work with other humans. Give me a thumbs up if you agree with this. I think that one. Thanks, Marco. But I think that this is something that by the way, do you know how music supervisors pick music? First, they go to people that they know. These are human people, by the way. Human people that they know. These are people that they trust. Artists and bands that they have discovered through the years, producers they have used before. And these music supervisors, these human music supervisors and human sync agents and human library owners, they are looking for human people who are not just unique and original, but here's a word for you, and I made this word especially for you guys today. They are authentic. And I think this is one word that AI music is absolutely, positively not. AI is not authentic. It's the opposite of authentic. Yes, ChatGPT gives you the answers that you need if you have a question, but so does the Magic 8-Ball. I mean, so does Wikipedia, and that has been tampered with and cleaned up and regurgitated and spit out. And if you know what I mean, if you don't know about Wikipedia, Wikipedia can be changed by anybody, anywhere in the world, and then it gets changed back by somebody else who's watching over it, and then it gets changed again by some kid in college who wants to be funny, and then it gets changed back. And when I did my master's, we learned about the whole history and the current of Wikipedia. And Wikipedia is just the last version of ChatGPT. ChatGPT now just takes everything that used to be in Wikipedia and then just spits it back out. It regurgitates. And by the way, I think that is another great word I want to talk today, because this is a great word for AI. Regurgitate. It regurgitates what it has. In other words, it takes the answers that or information that it has been fed, not unlike Wikipedia, by the way, and it is given a spiffier engine, and it seems like you're talking to a person. And so ChatGPT can take any info you have and at any time regurgitate it into something else. It can even re-regurgitate it. Like if you have it say, okay, tell me, you're basically asking, regurgitate a bunch of information on this subject, and it'll give you all these answers. Give me 15 reasons why I shouldn't talk about AI online. And it'll give me all of these reasons, all of which I will ignore. And it'll give me these 15 reasons. And I say, you know what? Give me those 15 reasons, except make them shorter. So it's going to regurgitate those answers. And it's going to just, it's going to give me a whole different list of the same regurgitated information. Now, I'm sorry to say that right now. It's lunchtime. It's dinner time over where Marco is. But this kind of makes you sick when you think about it, doesn't it? All this to say that the humans in the sync music licensing industry are not looking for recycled, re-spit out, or regurgitated music. They are looking, again, for something authentic. And let's get this disgusting word off there. They want authenticity. It's first and foremost on their minds, and their reputations, the reputations of music supervisors, of sync agents, of anybody in this industry. They are looking for that diamond in the rough human artist or human band or human composer or arranger that no one has heard of, and putting their music on behind a show or a film or in an Apple commercial. That's as sexy as anything to music supervisors. And if you get your music into one of those iProducts videos where the iPhones are spinning around and there's some indie tune playing back there, and you are the music supervisor who found that unique indie tune by a human artist or band or group, this is what music licensing wants. This is what sync licensing wants. They do not want anything but music made by humans. Only after music supervisors don't find what they want through their friends, through the artists that they know, they might seek out what a sync agent has. And guess what? Guess who a sync agent is working with? Is a sync agent typing up things in an AI music program? No. A sync agent is talking to artists all day long, is focused on music artists that are human, and what a library, and then they might even go to a library after that. If you saw my interview with Mark Freezer, who is one of the top sync agents, especially in advertising, you will hear him say this very thing. After they go to their people they know, the artists they already know and get music, after they go there, they will go to the place of, they will go to their sync agents. And after sync agents, then they'll go to what they consider the bottom of the barrel, which is music libraries. And that's not a bad thing. Music libraries like BMG are not bottom of the barrel. They are high quality music, and they're going to go there. But guess what? They know that high quality music at BMG is made by humans. And so that is the way they roll. Now, could AI generated things at some point down the line be a fourth resort for music supervisors? Right now, I don't think so. That would seem like scraping the bottom of the barrel, and I don't think any director, unless they're making a movie about the future where they want that sound, still, there's all sorts of problems with copyrights and with who owns what and where did you get this music. And believe me, that's one of the biggest problems, and this is another huge reason why AI, I don't have a little thing for this, but this is another huge reason for why AI probably won't infiltrate the sync industry that much. And that is because in AI, there is so much issue with who created it. And one of the top things that we see when we hear from music supervisors or sync agents? They need metadata. They want to know who created that. They have to know who to pay. Well, who are they going to pay with AI? And until that becomes really, really lock solid copyright-wise, there is not going to be anybody in sync wanting anything to do with AI. Could we hear it in low-budget things? Maybe there are irresponsible people who just don't care because they're making indie films and they just need some music. But that's my thought right now. Marco, where are we with comments? Anybody here? Let's see. There's some people
Well,
giving us some thoughts here.
yeah, there are a lot of talks about AI in general, and
Jess Rob says, crack that whip. Jess Smith says, I wonder how MIDI and sample libraries will be affected by AI. Well, that's not our focus today. JMO, oh boy, JMO's here again. So I think the problem is that you won't be able to tell the difference between human-made and AI music at some point. AI is already the taste, and the Supes will just need what satisfies the brief. That's wrong. Here's why that's wrong, JMO, is because the problem is just what I said. The Supes, as you say, the music supervisors, they can't just go get any music that they can't verify where it came from, that they don't know where to pay it from. If they can't find the people to pay it, then they're not going to be able to use that music. So it doesn't matter if it sounds human-made. It matters what the metadata is. It matters if they know who to pay, because it's got to become to a point down the line where they think an AI company is worth using. And I think that I just don't think that's going to happen. And I think that I don't think they're going to care that it satisfies the brief, because somewhere some client's going to ask, who is this and how do we pay them? And if there's no way to pay them because it came from an AI generated program, then it's not going to work for sync. That's their biggest deal. Every music supervisor you say, every sync agent you hear talking on any interview, or you talk to them, their biggest problem is metadata. How do they know what thing that they're going to how do they know who to pay? How do they know who to get back in touch with? How do they know how to list everything? So I think that that's why I think that we've got to get back to a place where it's all about humans. And this may be for now. Maybe there will be some kind of integration later on with humans and with music and with AI and sync and all this kind of stuff. But I think now, making music that can be used by humans for syncing to media for other humans who are demanding this is going to be made by humans. It's all about humans. It's all about us. So that's why I think we are in this place with AI and sync. If you are at all worried that AI is going to mess up your ability to get into sync licensing, to begin to find libraries, to begin to go to conferences and talk to music supervisors, who's going to go to a conference and talk to music supervisors about, hey, I can make you some AI music? They have no interest in that. When you go to those conferences, they are person to person, human to human. And that's what the whole industry is built on. AI might be used, like I said, but I still, and I have a library owner that is really trying to find an answer for AI inside of music licensing. But I think we don't think about enough when we're trying to get our music into sync licensing, who is on the other end. And that person on the other end needs to speak to a person on this end and needs to be able to know who to pay on this end and needs to know all the metadata and get all the writers right and clear the song. How are you going to clear a song that is AI made? So, the other day I was having lunch with my friend Dave Croft of the amazing 52 Qs community, and you should go there if you've ever heard of Dave. I'm sure you have. He's a super intelligent guy, and he's very involved in the music production world. And I asked him about his major connection that he knows and works for personally. See, there's a person in there in that word. But, and let's say, and this is a source that gets Dave Final Four placements, that gets him Masters golf placements. What would happen if there was not a human connection between two humans? And I asked him, would he ever work with anyone but a person? And he said, no, there's no way. That is the crux of that relationship, is Dave to his music library or whoever it is that he is working with, his contact there. So, and it's not going to be any different really than if Marco wants to use his music in a film, and if you know a director or a producer, you've got to at some point talk to them. How? Tell me right now. Didn't you tell me you have a few things brewing right now with music for films?
Right, right. Well, actually, I wanted to tell you that one thing that actually got me thinking quite a lot is that not only me, but all of the composers I know, every single job we had in the film scoring industry is not only because we can make music, but it is because of who we are and the connection we have with the director. I mean, for example, I am now working on a movie with a friend of mine who I met in China like 10 years ago when I was traveling in China. And we met there, and after 10 years he contacted me and we started working on a movie. And it's actually something that got me thinking quite a lot, because that wasn't only about the music I can make, but it was more about the friendship we have and the previous experiences we shared, and the level of knowledge we have of each other and what we shared, really. So it is really about the trust that a director has in a composer, and not only the fact that you can make music.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly right. That's exactly what I was asking you. And I think that is so, like, for instance, I have my main library. I have to have a voice call at least with my library owner every so often, so that we can talk and we can communicate, and he can tell me what he's looking for, and he can relate what's going on with the library and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's very important. JMO is playing devil's advocate and has said a few things. And this is, let's see, if JMO says, eventually, instead of searching for the perfect track, they would just be able to generate it and not have to worry about paying anybody. Maybe that's true. But the problem is that music supervisors are too proud for that. And I think that might happen on a super low budget. But on network television shows, seriously, you really think that's going to happen? And then JMO says, Suno says you own the copyright if you subscribe. Might work better for their urgent deadlines. I might agree with that, again, as a bottom of the barrel type thing, but there's got to be the copyright thing solved first before that happens. I don't care what Suno says. It's going to be different on the other end. Suno says that for Joe Schmo, non-music maker who's just playing around in Suno. I don't think the major labels, the major film companies, the major music supervisors are going to trust Suno, some fly-by-night thing that just came up, and with a technology that just came up yesterday, to go to their bosses and say, okay, I found a, I couldn't find it with any of my people. I couldn't find it with a sync agent, and I couldn't find it in a library. But guess what? I was able to go to this website and put some stuff in, and I got the perfect song. What do you think the director's going to say? Great. They're going to say, what? You're fired, is what they're going to say. Jess Smith says, amen, Marco. It's about the friendships and the personal relationships you developed. That would beat AI any day, and it will. And that brings us to probably the crux of this whole thing today. Thank you, Jess. That really kind of brings me to the end of what I want to talk about today. It's right, 12:37. Eric's talking about the end of the video. But if you are ready to make a human connection with your music to a music library, a music supervisor, a sync agent, this is what we're talking about with getting in sync. This is what we're talking about with the whole course that I've developed, because this is what I've done. I have developed music for this purpose. I have focused on getting in touch with humans, but more than that, I have really focused on trying to lay down the exact way that I made music, got it produced, found the libraries, got stuff in there, got stuff, the process of waiting for placements, the process of getting paid after there are placements. And I'm still in that world. You're going to see in the next month when I have some BMI information about some of these recent placements, how that works. It's an ongoing course. The course will continue to be updated. And so anyway, that is what you can find out with the Getting in Sync course. This is Getting in Sync week. I'm glad you've been here. Anybody, if you've got any last comments, make sure you put it in the comments. I will say that we are going to have a webinar, remember, on Thursday. In this webinar, I'm going to be giving away a course, the Getting in Sync course, and I'm one copy of it, and I'm going to be giving away a month of the of our new Learn program, so you can get involved in that. But if you want to learn more, you can just go here and find out anything about the new course, or you can check out all about the what's included with this Learn program. But especially if you want to be in that class on Friday afternoon, I would love to have you in the class as we start. That's what I'm trying to build with this, trying to build up some momentum so that we can all get in this class and take this course, and I can get feedback from you. That'd be very helpful as I build this course and find out exactly what you want to know. But I think my goal today was really to just make sure that you knew that we are with AI is a thing. It's not going away. It's a real thing. And sync is something that has been around for decades and decades. It goes back into the 20th century to when people were putting stuff into TV shows from the 60s and getting paid. So this is an old profession. It just has become a buzzword over the past few years since everybody got stuck at home during COVID and needed a way to make money, and they found out about the sync licensing way and stock licensing for that matter. But I think the more thing that I want to do to end this up is just say, this is about human people. This is about human music supervisors that are looking to work with other human people. It's like Marco said, it's about human relationships that you have. And through those relationships, like the one Dave has, like I was talking about, like the ones I have with my libraries and hopefully, and with sync agents now, and hopefully with music supervisors is one thing I'm trying to work on this year. Going to conferences to meet people and let them know who you are so you can send them a new song when it comes out and try to see if they have a use for it. Building a disco. We just talked about disco on this channel, and building a disco playlist that you can send to music supervisors, or there's even a level on disco that you can put it up and be searchable with auto-tagged songs to get your songs heard. So they're still not going to want to dial you up and say, this is great. And when they start getting into their contracts, I can guarantee you now there is language in these contracts about, did you make this? Because already they're very careful on who the partners are. They have to know who every single partner is and clear every aspect of the song. And if you made it through some AI generation process, that's probably going to be very, very much a no-no right now. So I would love for you to come to my class and be part of makemusicincome.com/learn. Just go there, find out stuff, and you'll find that link right down below. And it's the cheapest way to get involved with all of this stuff from almost anybody I know. And especially if you like hearing from me, if you like my way of saying things and my way of, and you want to know my actual process, I just lay it all out. This isn't like everybody. There is going to be a chapter on every a chapter of the course on every other people I've interviewed and how they got into sync, and a lot of people are part of that. But this is basically a way that I have decided to try to lay it out and say, I think if you follow these steps, this is what I did, and it worked pretty well. And so if you're ready to get going now with the cheapest course that any guru that you might see, you might want a guru right here. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. I think I'm about done. Marco, any last comments today?
Let me check. Rob Green said, what will happen to all current relationships in sync, etc.?
Yeah, that's a good question, Rob. I don't think anything for now. As a matter of fact, I think this makes them stronger. We're all kind of banding together about our human connection, and so I think I think those current relationships are going to be stronger than ever. Whenever anything comes along to challenge our normal way of doing things, we tend as humans to band together and to work together. And if you believe in that, give me a thumbs up. But I really think that is something that really defines us as human beings. And so I believe that, like I said yesterday, I've got a video coming where I'm going to talk about this new thing called AI and how it's going to change everything. But everything has always changed everything. So it's always been about relationships, and it will likely always be about relationships. And Rob has one final comment that I just have to read. When an AI comes along, you must whip it. Absolutely. All right, Jess, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, J-Mo, thanks for playing Devil's Advocate. Rob, thanks for being here. Pop Presents, Arco, everybody, thanks for being here today. We're continuing on down this road to help you get into sync and move into that. If this is something you'd like to do to bring in music income, it's something that I have started to bring in music income, and it's a part of what I do. It's not all of what I do, and it shouldn't be all of what you do. But DJ Brightside says AI equals alien invasion. That's a good idea. That's a good thought. And you never know. Unfortunately, it was made by humans. and so we are to blame, and also we are the people who need to make sure that we keep our human connection. So, all right, everybody, that's all I got for you today. Marco and I are gonna go off now and make the world safe for making music income. But all of you, thanks so much for watching today. And let me know in the comments below later if you have anything else. I'll put some timestamps in here in just a little bit. And thanks again, everybody, for joining us live. And we will see you tomorrow when we talk about the sync journey. This is something that, another one of those things that I don't think is talked about enough, is the journey from where you are right now to where you want to be. But that road is long. And this is another one of those things that may hold people back from trying to get into sync licensing. Stock licensing, you put stuff in Pond 5 and get a sale next week, literally. But you can't do that with sync unless you know somebody, a human connection, and you make a phone call and you send an email with a song and they said, "Ooh, that's awesome." And they put it in something that airs tomorrow, which almost never happens. But all right, everybody, thanks so much. As DJ Brightside says, blessings, peace, and joy to you all. We'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same bat, Make Music Income channel. All right, thanks so much, everybody. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.